What is going on, everyone? Anthony Drew Gary here, host of the How To Show, where we talk about optimizing life, money, and happiness one how-to at a time. And this week on the show, I want to bring a little bit of news out of the real estate industry that has the potential to impact you, and really it's headline worthy. And so I just want to share some of the news. I'm not going to comment specifically on the pending litigation that's involved, but I'll also share some insights as to how things may or may not be exactly as they seem. So to do this appropriately, going to switch over so that I can share my screen, and we're going to read some news from CoStar Group this week. All right, so this is news out of the CoStar Group. This is accurate as of Monday, September 18th, 2023. And RE/MAX offers $55 million in settlement to lawsuits regarding residential agent commissions. And so we'll read into a little bit of the details here. Residential real estate brokerage franchisor RE/MAX has agreed to pay $55 million to settle two class action lawsuits alleging the long-established way that U.S. homes are bought and sold is anti-competitive. The preliminary agreement, if approved by judges, could remove a second defendant from a case that threatens to upturn the National Association of Realtors and its members' regional database of home listings. Publicly traded RE/MAX on Monday said in a Securities and Exchange Commission filing that the company has agreed to settlements to resolve the two lawsuits in Midwest federal courts. The trial is set to begin next month in Kansas City, Missouri. So they're trying to avoid going to court with settlements. RE/MAX is not the only named defendant in this case, and therefore I've used up all of my legal jargon, but essentially some folks in a class action setting went after a couple of major brokerages in the country. And so the next two pieces here are key. In both cases, groups of home sellers allege they were forced to pay preset commissions, often 6%, split between buyer and seller agents from the sale price. Plaintiffs in both cases say the process is anti-competitive because the National Association of Realtors members are required to post listings on regional multiple listing services and follow NAR's guidance on commission structure, leaving few realistic options for home sellers to negotiate lower compensation based on factors such as the complexity or time involved in a potential home sale. And so you can read the rest of this article if you'd like. You search CoStar RE/MAX settlement, you will find the whole thing. But wanted to lay some context for what I'm going to get into now. So with that information as a baseline, I want to make sure that I cover a couple of things here. And when the lawsuit or the article talks about essentially price fixing, suggesting that if you're going to sell your house, you have no choice. You need to pay 6%, and it's going to get split 3 and 3 between buyer and seller. They're not telling the whole story here, and that's part of the reason that I want to make this video, is that this is going to look different depending on essentially what questions you ask. And so if you're looking to sell your house and you're looking to find out how much you might expect to pay in commissions, there is essentially a lobbying effort on behalf of the consumer to make sure that realtors, brokers, brokerages are not price fixing. So if you are in a situation where you go to brokerage A and they say that we will not take on business for less than a set amount price, realize that that is not an industry-wide standard. It's not a statewide standard. It's not a regional standard. It is a standard for that specific office, and they have decided that they are going to do business in such a way that they believe that they should be compensated appropriately for the amount of work that they're doing. Now, that is not consistent across geographies across your city right now. There are opportunities for you to negotiate that, but you need to essentially be working with someone who is able to negotiate it. If there are folks that are underneath massive brokerages, they may not have the flexibility to do those things. And so I am interested to the extreme to see how this process pays out. You know, we've got big brokerages involved that are looking to essentially settle cases to the tunes of tens of millions of dollars to make sure that they're not going to end up on the wrong side of this lawsuit, which is fascinating to me because this is a circumstance where, in my mind, in the brokerage that I run, every single instance of somebody in business development coming to me or to my brokerage has the opportunity to negotiate on their behalf. It's not a set system. And realistically, that may not be the case everywhere, and I want to draw a little bit of attention to that as a differentiator for my company. I own Indy Dwell Real Estate. We do business all over the Indianapolis market and other places in Indiana as well. And I want to make sure that we are setting ourselves with the best interest of our clients rather than anything you're reading on the internet. So, if you expect to come and work with me and you expect me to be anti-competitive and tell you this is the way it's going to be, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, that's not the experience that you should be expecting from me, or anybody on my team for that matter. Make sure that you're having the conversation so that you can understand all of these things, and make sure that you're getting someone in your corner who ultimately wants to do well by you while doing fair by themselves. You're hiring an expert to stand in your corner in this process, and so it's to be expected that an expert will charge for their services. This isn't a free situation by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a negotiable situation. And so, all that to say, I want to start a conversation by way of this video. If there's something about the buying or selling process that you do not understand, get in touch with me. We'll have that conversation. We'll see what it looks like in your specific circumstance. And if I can be of benefit to you, that is awesome. And if for some reason there's a situation that does not make sense for me to be of the best choice for you to work with, I'm not going to take that personally. So let's wrap it up with that. Let you know that even though there's some big things happening on the horizon for potentially global real estate in the quote-unquote anti-competitive market, that your local real estate brokerage is open for business. We are competitive, and you should talk to us. That's going to bring this episode of the show to a close. Hopefully you got some value out of this, and if you have any questions in this world or in this arena, I can be the expert that'll help you get through all of this. Get in touch with me in the comments or at indydwell.com. Either way works. Share this video with somebody that you think can benefit from it, and as always, you can engage with me in the comments. Let me know if this is a video worth watching. You can share it with others, and if you got any feedback for the show overall, you can leave me a comment, and I will make sure I respond to each and every one of those, like I always do. As always, you can catch me every Wednesday. Hit the subscribe button to know that the new videos are coming out. You can be the first to know if you hit the notification bell as well. Till next time, this is Anthony Drew Gary, host of The How To Show, signing off.